meter relay team. Now, leading into the London Diamond League, there was a lot of chatter. Originally, we were expecting to see Akeem Blake participate as part of the quartet that would be competing at the London Diamond League in the 4x100 meters. Now, just to backtrack a little bit, Team Jamaica has been vying for that qualification mark for the last couple of weeks. We sent a team to the Barbados Grand Prix. That team involved Bouaji and crew, Adrian Ghost, and a couple other athletes from Jamaica. They did not meet the qualifying mark. And the qualifying mark, again, just for full context, the qualifying mark was 38.18 seconds. And a qualifying mark meaning that's basically the slowest time that those who had already qualified, the person at the bottom of the table, that's what they had. So in order to make it in, you'd need to get past one of those. Right? So coming into the London Diamond League, Jamaica, we put together a team, and Glenn Mills has been speaking about it over the last couple of days. Over the last couple of years, other coaches in the track and field circuit, they have been speaking about it as well. Rico, big up yourself. They have been speaking about it because their argument is more needs to be done for the athletes who put themselves on the line to participate in the relay, considering there isn't much to be gained when they compete in the relays. So a lot of the times we see them go out and we assume that the rewards are the same as it would be had these athletes compete individually. Apparently, that's not the case. The J3 doesn't seem to be supporting the athletes enough from a relay perspective. And as the coach alluded to, he indicated that a lot of the times when you see the athletes go out there to compete in the 4x1 or the 4x4 or whatever, it's through sheer love and patriotism. Okay, so there were conversations about what more needed to be done so as to encourage more athletes to want to compete. And I think it was at the World Relays last year where a lot of these conversations came up, because a lot of the top athletes, they didn't participate at the World Relays. And then we saw teams like USA, etc., sending out the big guns to compete at the World Relays. So, so that was one of the sidebar conversations. Fast forward to this year, we were originally told that there would be a quartet including Jamaica's top three: Akeem Blake, Kishane Thompson, Oblique Seville, and then I think Rowan Watson was the other name that they mentioned. Then we had Ryan Ford. His management came out and said the J3 reached out and they weren't organized. They wanted to know what was the qualification plan, etc., etc., etc. So there were a lot of subplots leading into the London Diamond League and the Jamaica's quest for qualification. And I know we can't really have a world championship without a Jamaica 4x100 meter relay team, can we? We can't. We as soon as we say 4x100 meters, Jamaicans come to mind. We talk about the Asafa Powells and the Usain Bolt and the there's so much, all right? Johan Blake, you name it. We've had some good teams over the years. Nesta Carter, too much to name in one go. And don't worry, I'll be doing a quick video on the Oblique Seville race as well. What happens is I wanted to do a video and then upload it, but I'm on the road, so I didn't get the opportunity to do so. So I'm like, okay, I'll do a quick live stream to update the Halftime TV viewers and subscribers on what was happening. Anyway, so the team ended up getting to London. Kishane Thompson, he traveled to London for the sole purpose of competing in the 4x100 meters. Oblique Seville, he was scheduled to participate in the 100 meters individual race as well. Akeem Blake, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, and in one of my previous videos, his team came out and they said he was feeling a bit of discomfort, and as such, they removed him from the 4x100 meters. However, my concern was, if he's feeling a bit of discomfort, why is it then we have him in the individual 100 meters but not in the 4x1? And the answer for that one is very easy, because you get paid to participate in the individual 100. You get paid to participate in the individual 100 meters, right? So Akeem Lake would ultimately end up finishing fourth, and as I mentioned, we'll be speaking to that after this video. And again, still getting paid, but massive, massive, massive performance for the Jamaican relay team. They registered a time of 37.80 seconds. I think is what the third fastest time behind the US, and I don't remember what the second country was, but yeah, the third fastest time. What that means is Jamaica now, they are into the World Championship. Courtesy of that time, they're into the World Championship. They will now assume the 15th spot. 15th spot. All right, so the time that they registered would take them to 15th, and Great Britain, no, Netherlands would be 16th, and Nigeria would go down to 17th. Great Britain had already qualified, and Jamaica had a female relay team in London as well that had already remember Jamaica's female team, they had already qualified too. So I think it was good to see. Rico Willow. Yep. So Rico, I that was what we saw. That was what we saw. Um, that he was having visa issues. That those were the conversations that we were hearing. However, as reported by popular news outlet in Jamaica yeah, yesterday or day before yesterday, they said and this is from his management team, so it's not me saying it, this is from his management team, that he felt a bit of discomfort, and that's why he was out of the 4x1. So that's what they reported. Okay, so it's not in this situation, it's not us assuming what was happening, it's what was actually reported by the news outlet. Okay, afterwards we saw folks saying, hey, he had visa challenges and that's why he pulled out of the relays. So whatever that situation was, we don't really want to dwell on it. But the long and short of it, Jamaica, with a time of 37.80 seconds, we have now cemented our place at the Tokyo World Championship, the relay team that is. And it was good to see. The Great Britain team was second, and I believe Netherlands were third with 38.17 seconds. So it was good to see. I think my only concern with it was I think with a bit more practice, as well as maybe swapping out maybe the third leg, maybe getting an expert on the third leg, expert when it comes on to the curve, that is. So and someone suggested in my earlier live stream that Brian Level would be ideal for it. So let's see how that goes. But I think someone who is familiar with maneuvering the curve would maximize the relay team, maximize the time there. I think we get a way faster time. The exchanges weren't the cleanest, let me say. The exchanges weren't the cleanest. There was almost as if there was uncertainty, that they were nervous in exchanging that baton this morning. But outside of the exchanges, I think each athlete was in control of their respective leg. There wasn't a time in the race where I felt as if the Jamaican team needed to do a lot of work to get back into it. To the contrary, I think the rest of the teams had their work cut out for them. They had to be fighting to get close to the Jamaican athlete. So I think with a bit of work, specifically on the exchanges, and I always say this because with the hurdles and with the relays, I share the same sentiments. I think you may be the fastest, but if you don't clear the hurdles, then it doesn't matter. And it's the same thing with the relays. You may be the fastest four. If you're not able to pass the baton around the track, it does not matter. So it's the same thing. This morning, I saw the race. I think Kishin executed perfectly. But as far as the exchanges go, I think they could have been cleaner. I think with a bit more practice, and also the curve. I don't think that I, was it. I think Kadrian Wilson did the third leg, and I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't remember clearly. I know Rowan Watson started it, but with the third leg, comment in. Let me know who did the third leg, because I don't remember who did the third leg. I don't remember who. I think it's Wilson. Anyway, I think on that third leg we need to work on it. We need to work on it. We need to ensure that there is an expert curve runner on on that third leg as we've seen in previous years with Johan Blake attacking the curve, as we've seen with Usain Bolt attacking the curve, passing to Asafa Powell and Asafa Powell turning the lights off. We want something like that. And I think if we work on the exchange and probably swap out one person on that third leg, then we should do way better. But Golson, I think Golson has had enough 200 meters under his belt, so he should be doing better. I wasn't impressed with that third leg. That was the only part of the race that I didn't really like a lot. I didn't really like a lot, but it is what it is. In the end, I think the job got done, and we're super happy. I think Team Jamaica will have a couple of weeks now to smooth down the edges going into the World Championship, and then I think they will get it right. But the field will be even more stacked when we get to the World Championship, and as such, they'll need to be on their A game all the way through. Well, those are my thoughts. I think it was. Let me see. One, two. Yeah, those are my thoughts. I think we did exceptionally well considering the circumstances and considering the subplots, everything that was happening to the left and to the right and behind and to the fore, all over the place. There were a lot of chatter, but J3, come on, get your acts together. I think as the years go by, we're seeing more of a pattern when it comes on to the J3A and the athletes. And we want to step away from this, especially going into a major championship. We want to ensure that we have our house in order. And whether it's a conversation that's needed or what have you, J3 needs to organize that and to speak with the athletes, because you can't have a meet coming up or what have you, and you're just reaching out to the athletes to say, hey, we need you to go here or whatnot. Like, we need planning. We need to strategize better, because I think whenever we get close to these events, it's always the same conversation that we're having. It's always the same concerns around the administrative part of it, because we have the athletes, and athletes are doing their thing. They're doing their part, but I just feel as if the administration isn't being professional enough and isn't being strategic enough to ensure that Jamaica or Team Jamaica maximizes on the opportunities. Okay, but I'll leave it at that. Remember, I'm gonna do the reaction video to Oblique Civil's incredible run in a second, so look out for that as well. Remember, like, share, and subscribe, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers, and share your thoughts below. What are your reactions to that incredible 4x100 meter run from the Jamaican team, and to them qualifying through to the World Championship in September? Let's hear those thoughts and more beneath this video. Until next time.